bertemu kembali pada tahun ini dan saya mengucapkan terima kasih kepada Dr. Susilo kerana menjemput saya untuk memberikan kuliah berkaitan dengan uh, fiskal polisi ataupun dasar fiskal. Uh, I will share a very simple slide, but since Dr. Susilo had teased on this fiscal policy for the whole semester. So I think I want to skip. Probably the theory of macroeconomic. What is fiscal policy and the definition of fiscal policy? Because we have 1 hour to discuss on this issue. So I try to share my experience and at the same time the fiscal policy which have been implemented in Malaysia. Okay, Dr. Susilo, boleh ya? Right.
Yes, Doctor.
Okay. Right. Uh, yes. I think uh, most important thing that in our mind is how this policy, fiscal policy, the efficient of fiscal policy, the consequences of fiscal policy at the same time, as an academician or as a student. So we would like to know that how it will reflect our macroeconomy when a government implements fiscal policy. And it's come to our mind, it's how the fiscal policy is spread to our economy in order to respond to the shock. Yes, as we know that we have uh, a few shock for the last 3 decades since for example Malaysia and of course Indonesia too, like Asian financial crisis during the 1997-98 and the subprime crisis in 2008-2009, and the latest crisis is COVID-19. So how our government tried to respond to the shock or try to respond to uh, the equilibrium in economy, or we call that disturbance. And of course, we need powerful policy, both finance, both monetary and fiscal policy. But since Dr. Sosilo gave me the topic specifically on the fiscal policy, so I will talk on the fiscal policy, and then we can apply to the uh, uh, economic cycle during the 1997 second recession, or US called that Great Recession during the 2009, and during the COVID-19, which is quite very critical for Malaysia in order to lower down the pandemic. At the same time, need to uh, make sure there is a speed growth in economy, especially when government implements MCO or what we call it, because here, in Malaysia, our government try to lower down the spread of COVID-19, and through through MCO, government close the economy. Okay, so because there is the different mechanism when we, uh, try to look at the policy as academician or as a student, how we look at the impact, because the last, refer to the COVID-19, the last economic downturn is very different compared to the last two cyclical. During the 97, 98 and 2008, 2009. So what I can say with student and Dr. Susilo here is during the 1997, we look at the Asian financial crisis. So we can see that we have uh, negative growth during that time, right? And this is the highest impact to to the nation economy. Okay, so there is various fiscal policy which introduced during that time. At the same time, government tried to lower down the interest rate with monetary policy, and in order to achieve the government targets. In order to reduce the unemployment among the nation uh, jobless. So uh, there is a various uh, uh, fiscal policy which introduced, but it depends on the uh, which sector, because in Malaysia we have a five sector. First sector is services. Second is manufacturing. Third is on the agriculture. Fourth on the construction. Okay, and the fifth is on the mining and quarrying. And the, I mean, the the effect of the fiscal policy is depends on the sector.
Momen yang kayak tanggal satu
So,
itu kompetitif.
so,
Atau yang
so which sector is I mean uh, will the government intend to intervene? It uh, depends on the the impact of the disturbance or the impact of the shock during the crisis. So we look at for example, Asian financial crisis, as you can see from the screen. Okay. Most of our financial institution uh, uh, impacted, affected during the Asian financial crisis. So it's more on the financial, more on the monetary. But what I try to raise the issue here is because with the government intention to lower down or decrease the interest rate, because previously before 2008 or before the crisis, our interest rate is more than 10%, right? But after the Asian financial crisis uh, uh, and uh, government implement the
Awas
merger.
tuh tayo
Okay,
berapa?
uh, government implement the merger among the bank in Malaysia, local bank. So after that, there is uh, new movement in the interest rate or OPR, overnight policy rate. Okay, and until today, our interest rate is less than 10%. Okay, I think there is uh, movement in US or in Europe because they are central bank implement the same thing. Okay, so what I try to bring to raise the issue here is how interest rate. I mean, try the monetary policy try to accommodate growth, and at the same time, if there is no good combination or uh, efficient combination between monetary and fiscal policy, uh, it's not uh, it's not easy. In order to recover from the Asian financial crisis. Okay, because as you know that the degree of the uh, degree of the impact is very high during the Asian financial crisis. Okay, so but if we I mean try to compare to pandemic, it's different. And in the first in the first month or of the pandemic, our government, I mean, Malaysian government implement MCO. And yeah, there is a lot of issue during the MCO. Even our government, Malaysian government, closed all sector. Okay, and that's, I mean, that is why our economy stands still for a few months. Okay, so that is quite difficult uh, with the with the pandemic, and at the same time, in order to make sure that there is activity and continuous activity and economy. But uh, compared to 1997 or 1998, uh, there is the difference. Okay, and because it's not involved with public health. So what we can learn, I mean, from this scenario, how uh, Malaysian government, I mean, try to overcome or try to respond to the shock during the uh, uh, 2001, 2021, or I mean 2020 and 2021. It's more depends on the fiscal policy and monetary policy. It's similar, but we need use of capital. I mean, fiscal policy, because most of the government, not only Malaysia, okay, uh, they the pandemic is uh, different compared to others like South in Africa, and um, even in I mean in Kedah. So we have a first MCO have been implemented in Kedah, because there is the first cases in Kedah. Okay, so the life different during the first 3 months. So even the policymaker do not know, I mean, the direction how to cure the pandemic, and at the same time to measure the to make sure that the economic activity is continuous. Okay, all right. So there is a first part of my discussion on the Asian financial crisis. Even during that time, Indonesia also implements very strict policy to the Indonesia economy. So even I have uh, have been joined the meeting organized by Bank Negara. There is one representative from Bank of Indonesia. We see with the audience the policy uh, have been implemented in Indonesia in order to respond to the crisis during the 1998. Okay. And after that, we have a several of policy. After the merger 1997, we implement the fixed exchange rates, which equivalent to 3.8 to $1, USD $1. And almost 5 years, our government implement the fixed exchange rates from 2000 till 2005. The intention is because we try to uh, minimize the capital flight from Malaysia. Okay, right? So because after the Asian financial crisis, we have uh, faced with the uh, capital flight. What we call it capital flight because within the 24 hours, the investor they pull out their investment from capital market in Malaysia. So it's will reflect our capital market, and the sign is not yeah the sign is not so good to the capital market and economy as a whole. Okay, right. So yes, I mean, Malaysian economy managed to recover. Okay, but yeah, uh, it took a few years to recover, and and until 2008. Okay, I mean, 2008, 2009, there is another crisis, which we refer to the subprime crisis in US. But the issue in Malaysia is, I mean, the cost of input. So that's why we face similar disturbance or supply shock because input material is increased, and at the same time we have uh, uh, a demand pull because during that time is China organized the Olympic, and at the same time flood in India and Bangladesh because we depend uh, I mean depended too much on the uh, food I mean imported food from India and Bangladesh, especially rice and onions, and even uh, we too depended too much on the steel, iron and steel from China. So yeah, even though uh, the crisis hit economy, U.S. economy, but it's separate to our I mean Malaysian economy. And in 2009, our economy recorded negative growth, but luckily when we try to respond to the shock, and it's a war, okay, and we can see that from the data or from the statistic that we managed to recover a year later. Okay, in 2010, our economy recorded positive growth. That's that they, I mean, you can refer to the how efficient is the fiscal policy because during 2008, 2009, government introduced expenditure more than 67 billions in order to respond to the shock. But if we compare to US, might be different because during that time, US implements what we call as quantitative easing, and most of the economists they said that US so far implement the I mean and contribute to more than 16 trillion in order to respond to their shock. Okay, so I think how many percent? 67 billion compared to trillion, right? Mas, yeah, sorry, Mr. Silo uh, and the audience for this morning. Okay, all right. So, and yeah, there is a good discussion when we refer to the 2008, 2009 recession, and government with their fiscal policy, they implement special tax and at the same time subsidize the micro or small medium enterprise, and some of the uh, some of the package they inject to the construction. So after that, most of the study they try to comparing the compare the sector. So which sector is uh, more faster in terms of uh, impact the economy, right? And study by our economy planning unit show that the construction sector uh, contribute more than 1.5 multiplier during the 2008-2009. So I think that is why government inject most of the budget expenditure towards construction sector in Malaysia. So because if we look to the very simple monetary theory, I mean, in we look to the uh, velocity of money, so we can say that from the macroeconomic perspective, construction sector is more faster. I mean, more than 1.5 times of velocity compared to other sector. Very simple calculation because construction is high in term of if we tackling from the industrial economic, so industrial economic, we can see that uh, the industry change of construction sector is high compared to other sector. Okay, right? So it's more than 120 industry with related to the construction industry in Malaysia. So I think there is a good, a good decision by government in order to uh, respond to the shock and in uh, try to implement to stabilize the economy within within a short period or within a short run. From the macroeconomic perspective. Okay, but for so far, okay, right? What we share here is on this slide. Yeah. Once again, yes, once again, because uh, what is the fiscal policy, you can refer to Dr. Sosilo, especially for the basic fiscal policy, or what is stabilization policy. Again, you might refer to Dr. Sosilo, and so which policy will which policy is efficient during the show or during the disturbance. It depends on the sector, or depends on the uh, uh, recession, the size of recession. If you look at actually, I'm very impressed with Indonesia, how they respond to the 97, 98. So until today, we can see that Indonesia government, they have enjoy their policy because they try to I mean implement to overall sector in Indonesia economy. And then you can see that most of Indonesia, they enjoy the policy, the right policy. After the government have been intervened in Indonesia economy during the Asian financial crisis. And then even you have a very good uh, finance minister and very outstanding of governor of Bank Indonesia during the recovery period. Okay, right. So yes, back to the Malaysian fiscal policy. So after that, after the 2008, 2009, because of the input cost push inflation, okay, government introduced several measures, especially in construction industry. So when iron and steel increase more than double. Okay, last time is about mm, to I mean uh, one something like less than 2,000, but now it's more than almost 4,000 per ton. Okay, that's the issue in construction industry, which is reflect our housing price in Malaysia. Okay, and as you can see that uh, our housing price is is triple. Compared to for the last decade. Okay, that's the issue. The whole issue. I mean, how fiscal policy is efficient is depends on how government intervene in sector. So yeah, so that's mean researcher or academics, and they can concentrate on which sector they uh, uh, try to look, especially when they try to look at the impact, study of the impact of fiscal policy. Okay. And uh, uh, for, I mean, uh, for the, um, for the economy as a whole, yes, of course, we can say that the mix or the joint policy, between monetary policy and fiscal policy have been shown the efficient during the 2009 because our government tried to uh, lower down the interest rate at the same time, try to guide or try to support any uh, measurement for small medium enterprise, especially for industry which is related to export or sport. Uh, 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 export oriented. Minta maaf, export oriented, berorientasikan ekspor. So government trying to subsidize the economic activity, especially for small medium enterprise, in order to um, make their production more competitive. But as we know that, I think if we look at the potential of exports, I think Indonesia is more abundant than Malaysia. Okay, so in terms of the competitiveness, we can see that because the in terms of labor, it's still I think it's still uh, yeah, it's still minimal for Indonesia, compared to Malaysia. So, but uh, after the COVID-19, post COVID-19, Malaysian government uh, try to exist small medium enterprise, and at the same time, uh, for SME, small medium enterprise, which is affected by the COVID-19. So government implement the subsidies wages, subsidy wage to the small medium enterprise in order to help them to back to the operation, to the economy. And uh, there's a few uh, package, not only in, I mean, in the construction, even in plantation, because before, during the COVID-19, the, I mean, the firms, they send out their labor to uh, back to their country. But after the COVID-19, so it's quite difficult uh, to get the uh, foreign labor in, especially in the plantation sector and construction sector. So yes, I agree that it will uh, take a few time or to recover, especially in it took I think uh, more than expected, eh? Because uh, quite uh, deep. It's not too easy uh, to get back uh, the labor, which is uh, have to train at the same time. Uh, Need a lot of course actually. Okay, so uh, there is the issue after the COVID-19, especially on the labor and specifically on the plantation sector and construction sector. Yeah. So yeah, I have discussed with uh, three cyclicals. I refer to the 1997, 1998, and what we call it, the Great Recession, 2000, 2009, and the last cyclical is during the COVID-19, which uh, 2020 and 2021. Okay, so that's the discussion for the, I think, for the second part, right, Dr. Susilo? So any
Yeah.
question? Yeah, any question?
Okay, for the students, there any questions for Dr. Ridwan Boss about maybe the great recessions, about the COVID-19 crisis? No?
No.
Or maybe they are hungry for because this is lunchtime.
Oh, it's a lunch time. Okay, all right.
Okay, but one question, Dr. Ridwan.
Yeah.
I just met someone from Malaysia yesterday. He was spoke, he was spoke. He was tell the story about Malaysia one MDB.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. He said that he how to say he it is like a corruptions that from the Dr. Najib, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So is it how to say make some
You mean the impact, is it? The
yeah,
impact?
impact how the
Yeah.
impact to the fiscal policy or the public
Yeah.
policy or and how is the one MDB right now? Will continue or
Yeah.
change?
Okay. All right. Bapak Susilo. Yeah. Since the size of the debt is quite significant. Okay. The size of the debt from 1 DB is quite significant to the Malaysian economy because Malaysia have to pay more than a billion for the debt. So yes, in terms of the governance, I mean governance, I think is quite significant. So that's mean the external debt, I mean the way the government, I mean not only Malaysia but other country, the way the I mean the behavior after um, after the high uh, involved with they might be different after this. Even the current prime minister uh, they come out with the new regulation. I mean, in terms of the governance or corporate governance or any uh, issue related to the uh, Ministry of Finance and Corporation, such as YNDB. So to uh, need to do with proper analysis. I mean, especially in term of the investment. Okay, and uh, even I mean government uh, try
Kami survei dulu kalau kami di waktu dekat ini.
even government try to look at the issue more seriously. Okay, uh, on the perspective of the macroeconomy because it involves with several parties like um, uh, the legislative and the Malaysian economy as a whole, and at the same time, uh, it will. I mean, government need to spend on the amount in order to repay for the debts. Okay, so my answer is that Dr. Susilo is quite significant. Okay, but I mean, I hope that uh, the government of the day and other government after this have to be careful when it's involved with public funds or uh, uh, government revenue. Okay, right? Okay, does it answer your question?
Okay, thank you, doctor, for
Yeah.
the answer. Hope it's makes how to say enlightening for our students.
Okay.
The conditions for the Malaysian comparison to Indonesia
Okay.
economy. Okay, I think that's all for the lecture today. Dr. Ridwan, thank you very
Right.
much for your sharing information, for your time.
Okay.
I hope we can meet it again in the next sessions,
Okay.
maybe next semester.
All right.
Okay, thank you for all students for your attending. That we close the session by reciting Alhamdulillah. So thank you, Dr. Ridwan. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullah. Yeah. All right. Thank you again, Dr. Susilo, and thanks for the participation. Okay. Uh, I can say a very simple slide with Dr. Susilo later. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Uh,
Yeah. Okay.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.